Mere end 40.000 private danskere, ja, de ejer aktier i det danske forsikringsselskab Topdanmark. Og netop i disse uger, så har de noget, de skal tage stilling til, for det finske forsikringsselskab Sampo Group har nemlig fremsat et tilbud, hvor de giver en præmie på op til 27%, hvis aktionærerne takker ja til, at Sampo Group overtager aktierne, og så skal Sampo børsnoteres i København. Men hvad går det egentlig ud på? Hvad skal du tænke over som aktionær? Eller hvad skal du sige til dine venner, hvis de har aktier i Topdanmark? Det skal vi blive klogere på i den næste lille kvarters tid. Velkommen indenfor til en ny udgave af Mød Selskabet. Og med mig her fra Helsinki, ja, der har jeg Sampo Groups direktør, Torbjörn Magnusson, og vi skal blive lidt klogere på, hvad hele den her øvelse omkring overtagelsen af Topdanmark går ud på, og hvad I skal forholde jer til, som jeg lige har været inde på. Inden jeg går i gang, skal jeg dog lige sige til jer alle sammen derude, som sædvanligt, så er der ikke tale om en anbefaling til jer, det er oplysninger. I skal selv gøre jeres stilling gældende derude. Men med de ord, så velkommen til dig, Torbjörn Magnusson. Welcome very much and from Helsinki. We could do this in Danish, Swedish, but we decided to do it in English. So thanks a lot for being here.
That's what you think, but I'm actually in Stockholm, where I live, rather than Helsinki.
Okay, you are in Stockholm, okay, but the headquarter is in Helsinki, right?
And we're domiciled in Helsinki, but then this company doesn't really feel that we have borders and headquarters and nationalities. We're a Nordic company, and I've worked with all the Nordic countries for, 25 years. So it's not that important to us where we are, and I think that's common to many large companies.
But soon you will also be a little bit more maybe in Copenhagen, and that's what we have to hear about today. The offer that you have come up with to the Danish investors. To begin with, I'd like just to put a quick look at the overview and next steps as you presented for the investors, where we are in the in this process. Can you give us a few words on how long have you been with shareholders in Topdanmark and why now?
Yeah, that's actually a little bit of an interesting question. Many years ago. I told this story many times, but many years ago, when I took up the CEO-ship of If P&C, most insurance companies were in very poor shape, but not Topdanmark. Topdanmark was in good shape, and it was a little bit of a role model for me in 2002. That's a long time ago. And then in 2007, 2008, for various reasons, I decided that we should buy a small position in Topdanmark. And that grew, and since 2017, we've owned roughly half the company. And I was chairman for a while also, and we know each other very well. The corporate cultures are very similar. The people are professional insurance people, like each other, and so forth. And then over the past few years, we have become much more of a pure play non-life insurance company. We sold our stake in Nordea. We sold a life insurance company, and Topdanmark has done the same thing. So now it's a perfect fit. Two non-life companies in the Nordics merge. We buy them formally, and this is perfect timing for that.
Well, that's also what you tell as I just said in the beginning, 40,000 Danish plus investors out there that you now given this offer, and for them to decide, and to become, which I guess you would of course like them to become part of Sampo Group. Let us know a little bit more about Sampo Group and you and the team, because you took a few slides with us here, and one of them is you and the team. And if you can give us just a few words on who you are and how many years you've been around as a group.
Yeah, that's a little bit terrifying. On the slides, I've done 33 years in P&C insurance. It's a long time, but I'm proud of that, and I really like the industry. And that is also true for my team here. They are all younger than I am, but they've been around for a while, and they have a lot of non-life insurance experience from the Nordics mainly. Topdanmark has had very strong results over a long period. Sampo has had very strong results over a long period. What we have developed in Sampo over the past 10 years is a very strong web offering, a digitalization, and that we have a team that reflects here. And we think that we can contribute something to Topdanmark with that digital ability that we have in the team here.
A team that will be, collaborating with the Danish team and creating, hopefully seen from your point of view, a stronger unity in Denmark. You got one of the, we can see that on the next slide as well. You got already got positioned with your own company in Denmark, but now you sort of get two brands. Is that correct? Like if this comes through?
Yeah, or rather more than that, since Danske Forsikring is another brand, and then if you look in the Nordics, we have a few other brands that we still operate with. So I think you should always adjust the brand to what is best for the customers. Start with the customer situation and decide on how do you get the lowest possible costs and how do you get the best proposition to each customer. And that's what the teams will think about together when and if we have completed this transaction.
Of course. When we look at the page with all the big numbers and your position in the Nordics, how does that look in a European perspective? I was wondering.
We're probably around about number 10 in Europe, one of the biggest in Northern Europe, and the reason why this is happening, because it's not only us getting bigger, is that non-life insurance has become more and more technological, digital, web-focused over the past 10 years. And we were quite early with that. So we have grown a lot over the past 2-3 years because we were early with that investments and we have a good digital position. But if you look around in Europe and if you look at Tryg has done the same. They have tried to grow with various acquisitions, and that's our biggest competitor, number 2 in the Nordics.
And what about, do you have any specific plans of, will you continue with 2 brands, If and Topdanmark, or are there any plans on the short basis to change anything?
There's no plan for anything like that, rather than we will sit down together, Top's management team, Sampo's management team, If people, decide in each question, the brand question, the IT question, the organization questions, what's best for the end customer. And that way we can make more money for the shareholders. That's always the way that we try to think.
And you have a specific plan of also being listed in Copenhagen, as I understand, with dual listed?
Why not? We're listed in Helsinki. We have 200,000 shareholders in Helsinki. We're listed in Stockholm. We have much fewer shareholders in Sweden, but we're working at that. And then, of course, if you own a Sampo share, you would like it to be as easy as possible to trade that Sampo share. And Sampo has a lot of free float, so it's easy to trade, much easier to trade than Topdanmark, actually. But then you should be able to do it in your home market. So we've come a long way already now with preparing for being able to trade in Copenhagen.
Yeah, and that's one of the messages to the Danish investors as well. I mean, me as a CEO of the Shareholders Association here in Denmark I'm happy that we keep the numbers in total the same number of listed companies. So hopefully that will affect as well. We have an overview of the actual exchange offer as it is. Can you put a few words on what you presented? I mean it was on the 14th of June. You had this premium of 27%. But please take us through what the offer is all about.
Yeah. I think the offer is all about 2 companies with similar corporate cultures that know each other really well, that can create synergies. So synergies is the value that we're creating. And without the synergies, this deal wouldn't be possible. So if you're a shareholder in Topdanmark, you get quite a hefty premium, or a good premium to begin with. And then you're able to stay with the combined entity and take part of the synergies that you get, and you would be able to trade the share also, as we discussed in Copenhagen. So you get 2 rounds of benefits, as it were. Mm-hmm. And then I'm pretty sure that these two companies with the specialist management teams will find more synergies than the ones that we have found in the preparations for the transaction. So I think that we will have even more of an upside in the future.
So if it comes up to you, then this will mean that we as customers will meet Topdanmark even more in the future. Or what is your ambition in that sense? You have some growth ambitions and synergies, I guess.
We have targets for our group, and with Topdanmark, they will be even more challenging or even higher ambitions. We have a target of increasing the EPS, so the operative EPS, as we call it, by more than 7% per year. That's a high target, and that means that you need to both grow and have better and better underwriting results. But as a customer, you should expect little disturbance at the beginning. It's the same company, the same people giving the same service. This transaction is not based on making lots of people redundant, so you will meet the same customer people that you're used to. And then, as I said, I think that we will be able to give some digital support to Top, and so that they can be a leader in the Danish market once also that market becomes more webified. Every market in the world is going that direction. Denmark is very technological friendly, so why wouldn't Denmark go the same way? We're pretty convinced about that.
And as I can see from the media reactions and the market, it has been quite, rather positive on your offer here. So, me not being here to say either the one or the other, you say when we succeed in getting these 90%, you need 90% of the shares. And as I understand, there are rather many private investors, and also some of them have been owning their Topdanmark shares for many years, and that's also the reason why the two of us, we talk together here. So tell us a little bit about what's going on now. Your shareholders has they have got this offer, and what are they up to now?
So you're very right. Some people have owned these shares for a very long time. Actually, I have owned my Topdanmark shares for a very long time, and we are proposing a transaction that would create a lot of value based on synergies, but we can only do that together. There's no way Topdanmark can do this themselves. There's no way Sampo can do this ourselves. So we have to reach 90% so that we can get the whole company and go through with all this synergy work. We can't do that at 85. Oh. So that's why there is a threshold. This deal only goes through if it's 90% or more. And if we get through, it's a deal where you get 27% on spot the day before the announcement. Without 90%, then we go back to no value, extra value for the shareholders, and we continue as it was before this happened. Yeah. We're not going to increase the price. We can't do that because it's a balanced deal, and Topdanmark was not easy to negotiate with. So we have come to a good balance between the two companies. We like each other, but not so much that we're going to pay for each other's smiles.
Of course. So if anybody out there either have themselves or knows somebody who has shares in Topdanmark, then at least call them and say, hey, there's something to look into here. You have a slide showing three sort of three advantages here: investor growth, capital returns, and resilience. The three things. Is that more or less, as you as a CEO, is that the strategic best arguments for these operations?
These are arguments for why it's interesting to invest in Sampo. Because Sampo is, just as Top, a high-quality company with very solid, stable results. But it's also a company, just like Top, that likes to return money to shareholders. So just as for Top, most of the profits that we make, we either dividend out or use buybacks. At the moment, we have a buyback program. So you're well rewarded as a shareholder. But then, of course, as a bigger entity, we have more diversification. Sometimes we have not as good results in, let's say, Norway, and then we counteract that with good results in, let's say, Denmark and vice versa. So we are able to have some of the most stable results, insurance results in Europe as a big company. And that's also important. So you get good quality, you get high returns to you as a shareholder, and you get more stability than for a company in just one market.
Yeah, and if and when this go through, as you say, then we got a new share as well, Sampo in Copenhagen. So that will also hopefully bring you to Copenhagen, and we can meet face to face next time.
I'd love that, and I'm already in Copenhagen rather often. So let's try to arrange that.
I'll also in Danish say that just in Danish her, der er forskellige materialer på Topdanmarks hjemmeside. Der er blandt andet en brochure omkring vigtige informationer i forbindelse med ombytningstilbuddet. Så det vil sige, at I kan gå på Topdanmarks hjemmeside og se meget mere om det. Derudover skulle I også gerne have fået besked fra jeres bank, hvis I har aktier i Topdanmark. Så det er vigtige ting at lige forholde sig for i de næste uger. Jeg går lige tilbage på engelsk. So because we have the 9th of September if we have the overview. That's the last call, so to speak, the last day. But as I know with these processes, it's important to not wait to the last hour, so to speak, because there's a lot of coordination. So what's your recommendations to the shareholders out there of Topdanmark?
Well, we don't want 40,000 people in the bank office, just on the last day. No, but I think take your time, look at the offer, read some material, talk to your friends. But there is a big premium on the table here from all the synergy values that you can only get if we reach 90%. And let's avoid the rush in the last minute. So I'm not going to personally, I'm not going to wait until the last minute. Just make sure that this works. So maybe I'll not go today, but very quickly.
And after the 9th of September, what's then the plan? If and when, as you say, this hopefully goes through from your perspective at least. Well, what's the plan afterwards?
Well, then it's hard work for me because I promised synergies to you, to the Danish shareholders, to the other shareholders. Actually, we had quite a few Danish shareholders in Sampo, the same ones as in Top. So that was a bit interesting. But we promised a lot, and we're fascinated by integration cross-border in the Nordics. So we'll make the absolute most to make this a rapid process where the customers are in front of us all the time, and we don't do anything negative to the customers.
Are there any specific dates where we can expect Sampo to be listed and Topdanmark not any longer, or is there a plan for this yet?
No, there are no specific dates, but you can expect that to be very quickly after the 9th. So let's say during the month after that, this will happen. And the most important thing then will be to commence with the synergy work immediately and get the values out of this transaction.
Okay. So the message here for the, as an insurance taker, there will not be any changes. As with Topdanmark, it will be development. But if you are a shareholder, and some, actually, as you say, some of the original insurance holders had shares as well. So take a look and act and look into this for the next coming week. Torbjörn Magnusson, thank you so much for being with me from Stockholm and not Helsinki. And I look forward to see you next time in Copenhagen.
Det var ett stort nöje. Tack så mycket. Vi ser fram emot att träffas. Hej då.
Hej. Og til jer derude, så vil jeg sige tak, fordi I har set med. Gå ind og tage et kig på depotet og se, om der skulle være Topdanmark-aktier. Tag stilling, og ellers vil jeg bare ønske jer selv og jer en god dag derude. Pas godt på jer selv og jeres investeringer. Tak for nu.